The county board has recognized for a long time that the forest industry, at least in St. Louis County, and based on their management of a little over 900,000 acres of timberland, which is obviously owned by the state but managed by St. Louis County, creates a fund for which the county board utilizes some of that money on an annual basis to reduce its property taxes, reduce the school board taxes, and reduce the levy for road and bridge. This next year in our budget, you will find that we are not as capable of utilizing the dollars that are necessary from the forest industry because of some issues that are occurring. Housing market is down. The local price of Aspen is up substantially. The Forest Service is not providing the cut that they cut before. I thought one of the things that's very important here is that over the years we've identified a number of areas, mostly that begin with the letter T as our economic engines: tourism, taconite, transportation, timber, and technology most recently. The challenge that we run into is that these industries have to be paid attention to. Your county board, as it belongs to Northern County's Land Use Coordinating Board and has 3 members on that board, is paying attention to these issues on a regular basis. Commissioner Forsman, Commissioner Raukar, and myself attend those meetings almost without fail. And recently, the state has put together a task force to look at the forest legacy for Minnesota. Essentially, what it will do is review and put together a program to look at large landowners in the state where timber is a primary product, and see what they can do to maintain that forever as a timber producing area. Northern Counties has assigned 2 people, one from a large county and one from the smaller counties, to monitor and set in on that task force. St. Louis County is represented. It is important to us to understand the significance of this timber industry, the diversity of our sales, and the growth that is occurring. I thought one of the most fascinating things that we seem to have missed this morning as a board is the concept that as we listen to our citizens who have answers for most of the things that we need to do, suggest that we should cut our timber, our oldest timber, first, and be sure that that timberland then is reproduced for new. And as many of you know, Aspen is on a 70-year cycle. But the industry is telling us that that's not what should be done. They're telling us that the timber should be cut at its prime producing time frame, which is in the 40 to 50-year time frame. That's a significant change in strategy as we look to the future. And it may very well mean for us that we may not be able to cut timber that's dying right today on the vine and get the quality of materials that will support our industry. Such a change in strategy will impact the way that the county board looks at the money that comes in to support the land department and support the county board. I would encourage you, each of you, when the report comes through, to look at the report, look at your questions, and make sure that we sometime in this quarter or the next quarter have a sit down where we discuss what we believe should be the real strategy for our forest industry. And I think Commissioner Nelson, Commissioner Raukar, and late Commissioner Forsman coming to this meeting, all of which are affected by what happens on this, what happens on our public lands, really needs to take a long look at what our strategy should be. Please come to speed on what's going on out there, because we're not going to be able to get the same support over the next couple of years unless we, in fact, over the next 10 or 15 years, unless we're carefully aware of what tomorrow is going to be all about and what this timber industry is all about as well. Thank you, Mr. Chair.